All right, so we're back today with the 2008 Camry. This video should apply to pretty much every vehicle, but this is just the one that I happen to be doing today when I'm making this video. So the process should be about the same for every vehicle, but it might differ a little bit. But I'm going to show you how to program the TPMS sensors when you get new sensors. The ones that I'm using are Autels, but it's similar for every other brand, I believe. I've just really only had experience with the Autels, so I'm going to show you how to do that today. First, I'm going to be swapping out the wheels and tires. I've mounted my studded snows to these wheels, so I'm going to take these off and mount the wheels I showed last week in my previous video, link in the description, that I put some Michelin Defenders on for the summertime. So I'll be putting those on first, and then I'll show you the process. So the next step is you're gonna need a tool like this or any valve stem core remover, and you're gonna have to let all the air out of all the tires. The only reason I had mine aired up is because when I swapped them on, I wanted to make sure they weren't leaking. So now I'm gonna take the air out of them because to program the sensors, the tires have to be below, I believe it's like 10 PSI, so you might as well just let all the air out. Do not lose this little core. So the version of the procedure that I'm doing today requires you to have a tool. A specific scan tool for programming sensors. This is the one I have. It's a Maxi TPMS TS508. I will put the model on screen just so it's easier to read. And I'll also put the model of the sensors that I'm using in the description and on the screen because I can't remember which ones they are exactly, but I will tell you in the description. All right, so the next step is going to be to go into your car and turn it on to ignition on but engine not running, and plug in this cable into your OBD2 port. Now you're gonna wanna plug the other end of this cable into the bottom of the scan tool. All right, I'm gonna do the best I can to illustrate all of this on camera, but it's gonna be a little bit hard. So turn the machine on, go to advanced mode, click yes, Toyota, then you're gonna wanna scroll to your car. Well, in my case, it's a Toyota Camry, so I'm going to Toyota and then Camry. And then you select your year range. So mine is an 08, so I'm going between 07 and 2011. Then we're gonna wanna go to program sensor. All right, so I just went through a whole section of this video, and it turns out that my car doesn't seem to have the option that I'm used to doing to program sensors. So we're gonna try this again. So we're gonna go to Toyota Camry, in my instance, year range 2007 to 11, and then we're going to program sensor, copy by activation. So in this case, you will need your old sensors. So you will need the 4 sensors that came off the car or whatever one you were replacing if you're only doing one. And hopefully it still works because you need to copy it in order to activate the new one. So since my car doesn't tell me which wheel is flat, it just gives me a general reading. I'm just gonna separate this one from the other ones and scan this one. Okay, so we read that and it gave us the correct code. Sorry, it's not focusing. So we got the correct code right there on this sensor. When I get close to it, I'm gonna hit Y to program this sensor. All right, so it programmed that sensor to what the old sensor was programmed as. So it should read in the car now. Don't know why I had to do it this way. Usually you can copy it from the computer in the car and then program each wheel to the factory code. But in this car's case, I guess you can't do that. So it's a good thing I could do it this way with the scan tool. So now I'm gonna go around and do the rest of them one at a time, and I'll let you know how that goes when I get back. All right, it seemed to work without having too many issues. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug the cable and turn the ignition off. So now I'm gonna go ahead and wait for my air compressor to air up, and I'm gonna air up all the tires to 32 PSI, which is the stock pressure. I usually go 1 or 2 over just so that I have a little bit of leeway. And when they drop a pound or two, the light doesn't come on automatically. First, I'm obviously gonna put in the core so that it holds the air, because that would be useless if it didn't. I set mine to 34. Okay, well that took an excruciatingly long time because my compressor kept deciding to blow a fuse. So now we're just gonna let the car down and it'll be the moment of truth to see if the sensors read or not. I think it looks pretty good with the gray wheels. I wasn't sure if it would look good, but I think it looks all right. All right, here goes nothing. Oh, looks like we're in the clear. I don't see any lights on the dash. That's a good thing. I'm very, very happy about that. All right, well that video took a turn for the worse very quickly because my compressor kept dying when I tried to air them up, and then the sensor thing wasn't reading correctly, but we got it done. We got it done either way. So I'll take it as a win for what it is. So hopefully you could learn something from this. And if you run into the same thing I did on this specific car, this was probably a pretty helpful vehicle. I'll try to make another video on how it normally works to, you know, kind of clear it up and show you the other way, but I don't run into this too much. So now all I got to do is torque the wheels and she'll be good to go for the rest of the summer. So I appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something, and I hope you like and subscribe so that you can see more videos like this. Thanks for watching.